Well, this is a Kickstarter. Okay, so first of all, I did this tutorial about people making Naruto AMVs to club music songs, like DJ Ice, DJ Drama, DJ ICK. And what I did for an entire year was I put on an MEP through the knowledge of street gangs and the knowledge of how to make music overall. So I kept up with everything. You know how, Reina's overhaul and how Lisa was overhaul? What I did was literally, I waited, I made the two to compare it and the media didn't do anything. But then in the hoods I played Hollywood Undead, and I explained that, advanced music like Dance Gavin Dance come from gangs. And with that knowledge, I created that MVP of my generation, the last of the cell phone generation. Like Karen, Allie and shit, literally by 30 they all look like strippers, and they are strippers because that's what we are to the generation. The older generation, the older brothers generation, literally with Cameron and everything, are lyrical with the hip hop and the funk. And what ends up happening, they end up doing triple backflips, they end up doing all these crazy ass dance moves and sketches, all for a fat girl. And my generation, the flow riding is just straight club hip hop, which is why, it converted to Lady Gaga in 2008. So literally, my generation looks like celebrities. My third of them, they're a stripper. So with that being said, I figured out that some of the AMVs made by those people had inner dialogue with the brothers. Like the older brother told them to do this, told them to do that. And what I really feel is that this is crazy as, 4 years of, social media. With one of those years being professionally validated, and I just take it by now like, yo, that's the shit you have to do to fool me. And honestly, I don't care. Because what this is, it's a fucked up 29. You know what happened lately when we had one whole year of Chris Brown or Dragon Ball Daima? With Zen, where I know that fucking NASA's involved, taking it day by day and still ain't shit happening. And I know if you do things within 10 hours, that means you care, motherfucker. What ends up happening is I get things like fucking Andre. Oh, you like how you got 29? Well, guess what? When I'm comparing, Fairy to the Fist of North Star, guess what happens? I'm jealous. Ah ha 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 ha, such bullshit. Literally, like that one time, Lil Eris confronted Babylon to a debate. Literally, Babylon, I want to grow up to be just like you. I want to be one of the strongest fighters in the world. And he's like, ah ha ha, well, in order to do that, you have to bench 200 pounds a couple of times and beat everybody in the boxing tournament. And then older brother Chris is like, yeah, what about me? I feel left out. To be honest, this is really, really, really many. So what ends up happening is I end up partying with the Filipino community this year. When I play basketball, I get results. Like when I went up against one of my Filipino fans, I got results. Then I ended up making the Kamala Harris rap. With no hashtag, due to I don't know what at the time. I probably should have tagged, CNN. But nevertheless, we were watching, hype anime like Katekyo Hitman Reborn. And a couple of years ago, the Lone to See literally made you recognize when I was a good rapper like Drake on the radio. With nothing that had to do or aquarium or anything. This year I became Bushido. When I started going to the lakes, where I started, practicing raps, started going to yard sales, get, quotes from Elvis Presley, I thought just like Bushido. I'm like, bruh, literally this shit is totally no shit. And then you know what even happened worse? They tried to compare me to an ARL, but I got so comfortable that in the beginning, Bushido, experienced failure. Like he understood this shit was for fool nerds, not literally him obtaining the animation rap league literally isn't anything because it was connected to his cartoon obsession. And me being a jack of all trades, they told me that's why, I can't see an external, validation that comes from my channel. And for all this bullshit in the air, everybody died this year. Akira Toriyama, Mufasa died. I can't talk about Mufasa to my mom. Literally, all this shit happened. I'm just waiting for Chris to die. I'm waiting for Christopher Sabat to die. Our beloved voice actor Vegeta. I'm waiting for all that shit. You know why? Because I'm an adult. And, I don't feel sorry for anything. So if you want to know, Erica, Erica's ass, her name really isn't Erica. It's still Mary. And, see, I come see this from my grandpa, whose name's Mary, to change her name. And she wasn't going to do it. Because of apparently how to score. And if you know the full story, the reason why I'm a full adult is because I have an ass that kills black men that understands that I've been over 200 pounds. And I used that shit in the beginning. And, the whole thing with me asking you again, and the whole pandemic is the fact that, it's the last of the anime fan, and they have to make more shit like Nagatoro. Now, this was so fucking crazy. Literally, while I went to a group home, I still had Sandre, and we watched literally Remy with Slime together. It was awesome. It was fucking out there, a lot of things were confirmed, and they say the exact same thing, a lot of things confirmed why it's literally being held right now, and it's also because I'm black. I'm like, bruh, being black, You remain within stereotype like a rapper or a football player. Society loves you. I learned that, earlier on. But still, Chris said, well, that's why you didn't listen to me. I told you, to actually be a real black person. It's true. I'm talking about personal needs being met. This is real shit. I mean, this is legitimate real shit. Because the things I learned from that fucking rap league was fucking crazy, but the thing I learned from life was way worse. Like, literally, when I got to the group home, literally, I got this, stuffed animal of Sylvester, literally, in a Genie outfit, like Mac Dre, Genie in the lap, like, literally, they keep him a comic book because, the comic book character is Mac Kai. His ultimate special is Genie in the lap, like how, Minato sealed the Ninetales. And I was so strong at literally the anime community. I could pretend to be Minato at times, and literally, I'm not like Troy, literally recognizing that Minato has sleeves and comparing him to Android 17. And we figured out, most of the things. And this, video is, all the information that I've given you, not just the AO location, not just on my channel in general, but the most important part about this video, literally, where it goes to me, running a company, playing Fire Z, representing how I fight, because, the running gag of the company was, I was the biggest adult, before 30, and, they fucked me up, as soon as I turned 29, and they weren't consistent, like how I said 1,000 times, literally, they didn't give me, physical validation like they did before, and what ends up happening, the biggest lesson, how I learned to run a tournament, how I learned to have such a winner's mindset in general, is that, I said at Alpha Omega that, when I play story, how I like to have composure, oh, you run into this, oh, I trap you with this, and that, and you're playing off of my dance moves. I explained, the whole Devario, to the entire system, and literally, I said, you know what, Devario's not gonna play your game, Devario's gonna do everything when you, dance around, and, that's the whole point, and, literally, instead of you doing the right thing at the right time, and you want to play out fun like Takaichi, why don't you try a landslide, because a landslide is for victory and why you win a tournament, and that's what I learned from Anish, and that's the, meaning of this world, that's the meaning of American, that's the meaning of the whole, Urubidu, or, the actual way of society where you go community college, and that's like, the same way you want. Landslide means I want to be somebody. I want to be a somebody, not a nobody. In order to be a somebody in this society, you have to reach for the top. And, that's the biggest fucking lesson. That's the same reason why you go to college. You don't want to take the easy way out. Literally, you want, literally, to be a somebody and somebody to a nobody. That's the whole thing. You want your melee to be rewarded when you actually have to take life seriously, and that's the whole thing about high school. And what fucks, LC's up is that, high school literally is for little kids, but it's trained to be grown-ass men at the same time. Remember, literally, nobody's gonna, do it melee, it's gonna do it a landslide for victory. And that's why in their battles, when they rap battle, literally, like, if Sabo would have battled Troy, that's why, literally, when they both have a landslide mindset, that's what enclosing opening is for, and that's exactly why you play Fire Z, that's why they, they dump the same thing at the same time, because they have a victory mentality, they have a winner tournament mentality, and that happens so much to where I beat everybody in the tournament, including Alberto. So this is Moodtrix, and this is another What I Did video.